So our first exercise is going to be a wide squat. Feet are shoulder width apart. Weight is on the heels. Toes are slightly out. Knees are going to be in line with the toes, which means they're not going to expand to inside or outside of the line of the toe. However, they will not be over the toe. They will not go over the lace of the shoe. From here, we're going to keep that slight bend in the knee and push the hips back slightly, arching the back, keeping the hands at the chest. You could hold a dumbbell or bar here as well later on. Chin stays up, and from here our hips are going to slowly lower back and down as far as we can go down, riding the hips down and exhaling as we contract on the way up. You can breathe in on the way down and out on the way up, or you can breathe out on the way down and out on the way up. But movement requires blood, and oxygen provides that. This is the Jefferson curl. Feet are close, shoulder width to close. And what we're going to do is we're going to roll the shoulders forward and tuck the chin. Where our body and our upper spine is in a rounded position. The dumbbell will go out past our toes and will stay there the entire time. From there, the hips will slowly go back, allowing you to stretch down as far as you can. This may take 3 to 5 breaths to get to the bottom. It is a slow movement. From there, you'll hold for 1 or 2 breaths, and then use that tension in the hamstrings to contract for another 3 to 5 breaths to come up. Nice and slow, but never transferring all the way into the lower back. We stay rolled over, and the hands stay down. It's primarily hamstring. You will feel the muscles in the upper back stretch out as you come down, but we're not trying to contract those. We're just trying to relax those and let them hang loose. This is great for mobility as well as strengthening into the hamstrings and up into the glutes. Is a palms face you kneeling pull-up so that you don't have to use your entire body weight, but you can spot yourself. Your hands are going to be doing just that, facing you. Your feet will be right back behind the bar so that when you do drop down, your knees will be right down in front of where the bar would be. You're going to keep a slight bend in your arms the whole time. Chest is up towards the bar, so it start out touching the bar. From there, you're going to bend your knees and lower yourself with your arms as you come down, but not putting pressure on the knees, holding tension in the arms, and using your back and shoulder blades as you push your elbows down to contract and bring you back up. Breathe in on the way down, out on the way up, using your feet and legs to push you up through the stick points that you need, but not overtaking the exercise. Try to keep all the tension on your back the entire time. As you go more and more, you will put less and less weight on your feet and more on the lats until you do not need them at all. If you wish to get stronger on these exercises, focus more on the negative on the way down than necessarily the positive on the way up. You might finish off with starting by pushing the legs to the top and then trying to remove them as much as possible on the way down, applying as much tension slowly as you come down. Flat bench dumbbell fly. You're going to be laying flat on the bench or on the floor with your feet flat. You're going to push straight up and in line with the chest, not over the shoulders. With there, we're going to have a slight bow in the elbows that pop out. We're not going to come to where the where the dumbbells touch. That'll be the top of the movement because they won't come inside the shoulder. From there, we're going to keep that chest up, taking a deep breath as those hands go all the way out to the side, leading with the elbows, hands staying in that same position at the bottom. We're at parallel and exhaling using the chest muscles that we lowered down with to bring it back up. Again, not going so far in that we lose tension, but where we maintain tension at the top for a peak of a contraction. When we're done at the top, we're going to rotate the elbows in and bring the dumbbells back down to the side. And you're done. Next exercise is going to be a wide push-up. We're going to go down in the same position that we were before with the knees in line with the hips and the hands directly underneath the shoulders. From there, we're going to take our thumb and reach to where our pinky is. and then extend the hand out to the outside of that. It's just one hand difference. The elbows are still going to be angled over the top of the wrist the entire time. From here, we're going to keep our elbows there and lean forward as we go down, just like we're going to take that drink out of the water, putting more of a 45-degree angle on our arms and breathing out as we come up. Breathing in on the way down, pause and take that sip, and breathe out as you push up, leaving the drip to drop in the same place you would have taken the sip from. As you get stronger and more comfortable on these, you can start to take your knees away. Is an upright row. We're going to be using dumbbells, but you could also use a bar. You're going to move the hands to where the dumbbells are touching, or would be a thumb distance apart. Make sure they're seated against each other. From here, we're going to bend the knees and push the hips back until it pushes our chest with our back arched over our toes. From there, we're going to lift with the elbows up and forward, not the dumbbells, but just the elbows, right to parallel, and then lower back down to a point that there is still tension on the shoulder. Breathe out on the way up. In on the way down. If it gets too hard, you can exhale in both positions of the movement, applying better oxygen and better strength. Exercise is a bench dip. While sitting on the very edge of the bench, we're going to take our hands and place them a thumb's distance out from our hips and support ourselves. From there, we're going to walk our feet out from just below our knees to out in front, lift our toes up so all the weight is on the heels. You can keep them flat if you aren't strong enough to do this movement. From there, we're going to keep the elbows directly over the wrist and support our body as we push up and slightly allow our hips to come off the edge of the bench. Our elbows are going to stay in and over the top of our hips the entire time as we go down and up, so we don't put pressure on the shoulder joint or elbow joint that we don't need to. Breathing in as we come down, supporting ourselves with our legs as we exhale and go up. We want to come down as close to parallel as we can. You'll notice over time that as reps go on, those muscles will warm up and allow that to go deeper, so it doesn't have to be down that low the very first time. And when you're done, slide your hips back up onto the bench. Exercises, flat crunches. We're going to bring our knees bent and feet up. From there, we're going to place the hands back behind the head. And we're going to come up until just the bottoms of the shoulder blades are touching. So we're just supporting our neck. We're not pulling on it. Our chin is up towards the ceiling. From here, we're going to take a deep breath and contract our abdominals, which are going to pull those shoulder blades up and off. Hold. And use those abdominal muscles to slowly lower you back down to the bottoms of those shoulder blades, not coming up to where you arc the back. The idea is we want to have the center of the back flat on the bench the entire time. If we arc it, we're taking pressure off of those abdominal muscles, and we want to keep constant tension on them so that we pump blood into them, trap that blood, and stretch the muscles back over the top of it, just like we do with every other exercise. Exercise is reverse hyperextension, and we're going to do this on a bench because it's more readily available to most people. You could also do it on a ball, or you could do it on a ham glute raise machine like over there in the corner with straight legs, but this is a good start. So what we're going to do is we're going to raise ourselves up to where we're laying on the bench and our knees are hanging directly underneath our hips. We're going to support ourselves by hanging onto the bench, and we're going to start with the knees in a bent position. From there, we're going to exhale and bring our knees parallel up to level with the rest of our body, contracting with our lower back. And a little bit of glute is going to tie in there too, and that's okay because they intersect. Breathing out on the way up. In on the way down. Again, you can do this laying across the ball with your hands down on the ground or holding on to something stable and lifting your knees and or straight legs. Or from something higher, that allows your legs to be completely straight the entire time.